In this video, I'm going to show you some specific techniques to help mobility, especially after rotator cuff injury. We're going to focus on the infraspinatus muscle, and I'm going to show you massage techniques and stretches. We can start our rotator cuff massage with maybe a bit of cross hand stretching. So similar to what I did on the lower back, we can do one hand on the spine, one hand on the shoulder. And again, with your body weight, you're just letting the skin stretch over the top. Okay, so the pull will be right across the infraspinatus here. We can change our hand position. So it's this way. We can change the angle of it. So nice and slow. Make sure you haven't put any lotion or lubricant on. I'm then going to move to a skin rolling technique. So we're going to take the skin like so, and we're going to roll that right across the area. And we are focusing on infraspinatus today, but I can feel there where the spine of the scapula is, the tissue just wants to hold on to it. So I'm going to pull the tissue up, and any restrictions, we can move it around. Just try and release it slightly. Okay, that's good. That's good. And I'm going to roll that tissue over the scapula like so. Again, some clients will be a lot harder to roll, so it might not be effective for certain people. But that's great there. That's nice and free. It's just, it feels a little bit more adhered at the top here. I'm going to warm up this area now. So I've done my skin rolling and my stretching over the top. For the video, I'm just focusing on the left shoulder here. So with some effleurage, keep contact, apply some more lotion. Don't lose contact. So effleurage over here, around the top of the traps, up the neck. Ideally, we would have done an upper back massage first, so this is all warmed up already. Okay, I'm going to move into some kneading. So this is our classic ringing technique. We can work over the back of the scapula. We're getting into some lats here. Teres, major and minor, underneath the armpit. A little bit of deltoid. You're going to work all around this area. So even though we've said we're working on the infraspinatus, we're never working on one muscle. It's a whole group or a whole joint, the back of the shoulder joint. So make sure this is thoroughly warmed up before we do deeper work. We can work on the back of the neck using the ringing technique. But please check out the videos on anatomy of the shoulder. So really you want to be visualizing the muscles underneath. So you know what the muscles are that I'm talking about now, and you can have an understanding of where they are and where they cross. I'm going to move on to Effleurage du Poing. So I'm using my fist, and with my fist I'm going to be working up here on the top of the traps through to supraspinatus. Okay, so again, I'm just working on all the muscles that surround the area before I work a bit more specifically in the infraspinatus. I'm going to move now on to the back of the infraspinatus. It goes down the medial border of the scapula, down the spine of the scapula to this greater tubercle. So all my techniques with my fist to start with, Effleurage du Poing, I'm just going to be working on this quite small area, but make sure you're not clipping the edge of the scapula and working over the bone. So the spine of the scapula along here would be really painful to clip. Can you see that area? Make sure that you are staying below it and on that muscle. We can progress that a little bit more and go a bit deeper. Instead of using our fist, we can go with an open fist like so. That will feel a little bit deeper for the client. Or we can use reinforced thumbs or reinforced fingers. So I can do thumbs this way and work my way down. or I could go from the opposite side of the couch and reach across. So it's up to you how you feel best doing this. Maybe you could use an elbow, but please go with caution for that one. This technique I'm going to use lengthening. So lengthening, I need the infraspinatus to get into a shorter position. So my client is going to help me. I'm going to show them the position to go in, and then slowly, with about this much speed, they're going to take their arm into a medial rotation as far as they can, and then slowly come back. At the same time, I'm going to use a fist here, Effleurage du Poing, and my client's going to slowly move while I work deeply in the infraspinatus. Okay, a bit quicker. That's it. Good, good, good. That's it. So we're both moving together. And we're both lengthening and come back. That was great. Let's do another one. Maybe do this 3 or 4 times. Okay. After any deep work, just make sure that we are soothing the area so we can use some kneading techniques again. Work up here over the top, work all around the scapula. There are many more techniques to use around this area, but I was just focusing on that one rotator cuff muscle. So if you can make some comments below, tell me what your favourite technique is, or do you use any of the ones that I'm using today? Or if not, what are your favourites? We're going to finish with a muscle energy technique, an MET for the infraspinatus. I need to make sure my client's arm is nice and relaxed from here. Okay, so I would have already started the treatment testing his range of movement. Let's just see how far he can go now forward. Just drop your arm forward. Oh, you need a bit more work, I think, on this one. So that's the angle his arm naturally wants to go down to. So that's my first position. So this is a passive stretch. I'm holding him in position there. Hold him for 10 seconds. With METs, we have a 10-second passive stretch, followed by 10 seconds isometric contraction of his infraspinatus. So he's going to be pressing back into my hand. Lovely. 20% effort. Okay, and please count your full 10 seconds. 9, 10, relax and relax. You're going to take the arm a little bit further. Okay, hold this new position now. This is a passive stretch for 10 seconds. You can already see how it's released. Hold that for 10. And then the client's going to press back up against you, 20% resistance. Now, as a side point, if they have a rotator cuff injury and it's a muscle strain they only did last week, you wouldn't do this technique. We don't want to aggravate the fibers when they're healing. Just relax for me. Third set, we're going to go down, take him in a little bit further there and hold that position. So this is great for an older injury or a subacute, but not in an acute phase at all. Okay, this is our third set. Hold it for 10 seconds. And last press, last isometric contraction, he's pressing back into my hand, 20% effort. At the end of this set, we're going to see naturally where the arm wants to go to, and you can hold for a full 30 on the end. But can you see now already, let's have a little look, it was starting about here, and now it's just naturally, look at that improvement. METs are great to finish a treatment. It's one of my favourite techniques.